That's all that's left of the Goliath post oak right there. I cut the butt 2 pieces, 54 inches a piece. I actually toted that thing, that one right there over here with the mini. But you talking about cutting that thing and making like a table, that'd be the base of the table, and put a glass over it with all this rot in it like it is. Beautiful. I seen one like this not too long ago. Set it up right where the glass is looking down through all that stuff. Beautiful pieces. Somebody's interested in some of these chunks, because it'll be a little while before the hunter won't want to split these things up. Look at this one right here. And then that's the very butt of it right there. The tree ended up being 55 inches on the butt. There's a notch that came out of it. Never got hung cutting these butt sections up. I got hung twice in the limbs yesterday, fooling with it. But so not bad. I'm about to fire this piggy up. We're gonna chip the rest of this stuff, because my goal is to get this chipper out of here tonight, get it back home, and then get the rest of the stuff at the road to where I can come in here tomorrow afternoon, get it loaded up. Time change sucks, y'all. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm gonna fire old girl up. Limbs from this tree were a challenge to chip, to say the least, and the reason why is because they were so crooked. There was nothing straight on them at all. When the tree's standing, they look pretty straight and pretty good, but even like this one, look at it right there, it just, and a chipper don't like stuff that's got those bows in it and all. It'll follow it around them if it's not too bad. You can get away with it, but I ended up having to cut a lot of this stuff, kind of cut some of the bows out of it and all, but still, all in all, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I worked the whole tree by myself there. Well, I worked this whole job by myself. You know, I was on it all day on a Saturday, about a half a day the next day there, and then this is actually on a Monday afternoon. And then for a couple hours, and then I came back on a Tuesday afternoon and finished tidying things up and got the rest of the wood on home. Been asked several times on this job, because this is probably the 7th or 8th video that I filmed from here, what about the stumps? Did I do anything with the stumps? No, I did not. So the stumps here, this is what they call black prairie dirt gumbo, and before you build here, this area has to be excavated. Everywhere where there's going to be a building set or anything like that, it has to be dug out a minimum of 3 foot deep, completely excavated, sometimes even deeper than that. It just depends on what's there. They dig it out and then they backfill it with a layer of sand, and then they come in on top of that with a layer of red clay, and what it does is that sand acts as a cushion between the clay, so that when the black dirt starts moving during the dry summers and then during the wet winters, it does not destroy your foundation on your house, your slab, and things like that, because those who know what black dirt is capable of doing. It can separate and spread out and have cracks as wide as 6 inches wide, a couple feet deeper. It's some very unforgiving ground when it starts moving around. So with that being said, all the stumps will be dug up anyhow. Once they come in here to whoever does the foundation work and everything, it'll all be excavated out. So I did not have to fool with any stumps. I really don't fool with any stumps. I don't want to get into those with my mini excavator. Digging stumps is very rough on a mini, and so I let somebody else take care of the stumps. Is how I do that.
She's gonna get it. If it gets up there and gets them B wheels, it's gonna go through there.
Another common question that I get is, why don't I haul the chips instead of blowing them out on the ground? I blow them out on the ground a lot of times. Well, let me ask you this. Let me answer your question with a question. Why would I haul them when I've got an opportunity to just blow them straight on the ground? Not always do I have an opportunity to blow them straight on the ground. I have to haul them. But if I can just set the chipper up and blast them on the ground, well, by golly, that's what I'm going to do, because it saves the property owner money when I do it that way. I don't have to pay me to haul them out of there, and they're going to turn into topsoil anyhow when they compost. All these pieces right here that I'm shoveling around getting toward the road were brought back to the house for firewood. They were too large to go through the chipper, and all they are is the big limbs, and this tree had some humongous limbs on it. I imagine some of the full-length limbs were probably up around anywhere from around 5,000. Some of them probably got up to 6,000 pounds or so on this tree. So there's actually no telling what kind of weight was in this tree. Somebody commented yesterday in yesterday's video when I cut this tree down, said reckon that tree weighed 10,000. 10,000 would not have even touched that tree, the weight of it at all. There's no telling what it was. It was probably well more than double 10,000 pounds, because like these chunks, I can handle about a 4,000 pound piece, like this piece I'm dragging to me right now. That's the limb ball. And that's pretty much about as much as I can kind of pick up and stand to handle what the machine is at right there. And there was a lot of them, a lot of the pieces that were like that had that kind of weight in it. So there's no telling on the total weight volume of the entire tree. I mean, just like this one right here, that's going to be probably a 1,600 pound piece right there. And you can see the size of it, and see the pile of those pieces right there too.
over here. Well, I got one more tree I got to put in there. Got it right here. That is.
just working the crusher on the feed wheels. It's got a hydraulic cylinder on it. You can lift it or crush down with it. And a lot of times when these hairy limbs like this, you put some pressure on it, it'll help it make it go ahead and feed. See, I'm bumping it again right there, and it'll just suck it right on through. So in order to be able to tell why I put the lights on the machine now, I've got the lights on the Mini running plus what's on the chipper right there. It helps me see the feed wheels quite a lot, especially now since the time has changed as I'm feeding it, and it works well. I can see what's coming off the chute out there, just coming in the lights on the chute too. So it keeps me working, allows me to be able to get a job done, finished up like this. So I hope y'all enjoyed this whole series. Like I said, 7 or 8 videos. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.